And Matt sort of asked me out for a beer.
And we met at Amy's up here on Michigan Avenue.
And he looked really serious.
I read this article in the New York Times about micro distilling.
And he's like, I just want to see how you would feel about looking into this, because I think that you and I would make a great team.
And I think the idea just stuck with him.
We started down the path of opening a small whiskey house. You know, to make a proper straight whiskey in the United States, we need a couple of years in an oak barrel to do that. We needed something to sustain the business, so we started thinking, well, Matt's been a home brewer forever and a day.
And then we started really realistically exploring it. So what does this mean financially? What does it mean in terms of the training that we need to get?
We were hanging around with Joan Nelson last winter, and Joan said, you know, wouldn't that be cool if you guys used Allen Marketplace to launch your business?
So Allen Marketplace is not a program, it's a facility. And it houses the AMP kitchen. But we also wanted to be able to provide support to entrepreneurs who were interested in creating food-related businesses.
This space was open, and it's only 200 square feet. So we're like, if we do this, this would be like the smallest, brewery in Michigan.
It became pretty viable pretty quickly when we started to think about we could make the wort in here, the beer, the sugar water, and then we could pitch the yeast in a private room. You basically start with some water, and you'll heat up some water to about maybe somewhere around 167 degrees, okay? We'll take the crushed grain, we'll introduce that to the hot water, and then we'll steep that grain. Then we'll take that water from the grain, that tea that we're making, we'll capture that water, and we'll put it into the big boil kettle. We'll boil that. Once we hit boiling and it starts to get to a rolling boil, we'll introduce our bittering hops. Most times we'll boil for around 60 minutes, sometimes 70, 75 minutes or so. So we'll take all this beer, this super hot beer that's done with hops additions and everything, and we'll chill it to like 70 degrees. So then we've got 70, 72 degree beer. We will take that beer, put it into primary fermenters. We'll bring everything into the private room. We will pitch this yeast, and we will put a top on, then we'll put an airlock on, and then we'll let it sit probably for maybe 5 to 7 days. But this beer, really, probably after 7 days, it'll get kegged.
Our vision for this company is to have a place that Lansing is proud of, that makes great beer and makes great whiskey.
I know it's home brewing inside, but it's a huge dream. This is the way this place is supposed to work. It's supposed to be a business incubator. It's a food hub, and I know that beer is a little bit of a stretch, but not really to me.